Okay guys, I'm going to go over this one more time. Uh, this is the intro to my new Finger Poker Doom series, post Finger Poker Doom series, and yeah, I've had a few troubles trying to figure this thing out. Okay. Turns out, on Thunder it is announced that Rick Steiner is hurt. He won't be able to defend the tag belts, so a tag title tournament is started. On that show, the first match is Ming and Barbarian versus Fit Finlay and David Taylor. Okay guys, that happens. I put that at the bottom of the list, I don't know why. The NWO promo to start things out is they announced that that Giant has been put in the main event against Goldberg by Ric Flair, because Giant is convinced he has found a way to, he knows how to beat Goldberg, because if Nash can do it, he says he can do it. And the Wolfpack are not happy about this because he's still wearing a black and white shirt. And the Wolfpack members are as follows: Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Lex Luger, Scott Hall, Scott Steiner, Buff Bagwell. And for the black and white is, including the Giant, is Horace, Hogan, Vincent, Scott Norton, Stevie Ray, Brian Adams, Kurt Hennig. Now you have to remember too, we're going to be facing a lot of injuries this year too, so a lot of this was me also booking around certain people getting hurt and not having to vacate belts and shit. And also managing to break apart the NWO, having it sort of fall apart under its own weight. So what's going to happen here is the NWO is sort of like put all those black and white guys on notice that certain times are going to come up where they're going to have to win matches to maintain their NWO membership. If guys start losing consistently, they're going to be put in a match where if they lose that match, they're out. That's certain things are going to happen with that. Like big pay-per-views, that's going to be a storyline that's running through. Yeah, and Nash and Hall later on in an interview the night are going to start peeling away what happened after Starcade. Is Nash got a call from Hogan. Hogan wanted a title shot, and he wanted the belt, and he didn't want to have to. He sort of it's implied in that interview that Nash was doing it to secure the NWO, because like he was one of the founding fathers of it in a lot of ways, and he sort of knew that the Wolfpack wasn't going to be able to sort of maintain itself. Because you think about it, the original Wolfpack, Sting's gone, Savage is gone. There's like 3 members left. After that, Hennig was a member, and then he sort of turned on him. You look at how many members of the actual Wolfpack there were. before this. It was like 3, and they kick out Konnan. Um, so yeah, and you sort of see it's revealed throughout the weeks that this plan was sort of like established the night after Starcade, to get the belt. It's explained a little bit better to Hogan. So that's the end of the NWO promo, and there's an interview later with Nash and Hall where they go into a little bit more detail, and they sort of like arrogantly more imply certain things. A little bit better than what they did, I think. It's not as well implied what actually happened. So the LWO, Psyschosis, Parka, and Juventud Guerrera take on Billy Kidman, Kaz Hayashi, and Chavo Guerrero. Now, Chavo doesn't really take part in a lot of this match, and it's mainly Billy Kidman and Kaz Hayashi are tagging in and out. And it's not really far into it. Then a guy jumps the guardrail in a mask, but he's also wearing an LWO shirt, and he's got something wrapped in what will turn out to be another shirt, and he whacks Billy Kidman with it, and he whacks Kaz Hayashi with it. And Chavo's still standing on the apron. He gets into the ring, and it's revealed that this thing was an iron bar, and the mask guy chucks what turns out to be an LWO shirt to Chavo. He puts it on, and the other three guys, they double team the guys. The mask guy signals for a microphone. He raises his hand out to the thing, grabs the mic, and before he says anything, he takes it off, and he sort of says that now he's the leader of the LWO. Eddie Guerrero appointed him the new leader of the LWO in his absence. Gets right to the point. Then we go to a commercial break, come back, and we see the LWO celebrating in the back. Yeah, we got a new leader, blah blah blah. Scott Steiner and Bagwell come out for a TV title match. Buff, I think, was still hurt at this time, I can't remember. But yeah, they take on Booker T, but Booker T wins by DQ after interference by Buff Bagwell. Now, the tag title tournament continues here. The black and white members, represented by Horace, Hogan, and Brian Adams with Vincent. They managed to go over Kenny, Kaos, and Bobby Eaton. Okay. Then we have that interview with Kevin Nash and Hogan. It's like the following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order. And that's where they go over their plan. You called me after Starcade, brother. And that arrogant Goldberg wanted a title shot before you did. Man, you're the man. You're the man, sort of thing. How dare he do that? I don't know. No, if anyone's better than you, brother. And yeah, then after that interview, it's DDP versus Chris Jericho. DDP goes over. Konnan versus Stevie Ray. Konnan goes over Stevie Ray. Konnan makes Stevie Ray tap out. Then we have the next match in the tag title tournament. Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall versus Glacier and Jerry Flynn. Nash power bombs Jerry Flynn. 1, 2, 3. And earlier in the night, Ric Flair announces, seeing as the NWO membership is on the line for the Giant, if he loses the match and the NWO kick him out, he's fired. because Ric Flair doesn't trust the Giant because he's come back from them once before, and they don't want him in WCW. So if he loses, he's out. He's out of the company. And that puts even more pressure on. And guess what? The Giant loses. The NWO swarms. They beat him up. And they're like, see you later. And then he eventually turns up on WWE TV. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Let me continue on the tournament. So we've, as I said, Dave Taylor and Fit Finlay. Go over Ming and the Barbarian. And we've got 3 matches, and now Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko in the final qualifying round over Disco Inferno and Ernest Miller. Then we have Benoit and Malenko, the Nitro after, go over Bryan Adams and Horace Hogan, and I think it's the Outsiders over Fit Finlay and Dave Taylor. Now, the LWO hasn't really been touched, but I thought I'll go over the members. We've got Konnan, Chavo, Psyschosis, La Parka, Juventud, Guerrera, Rey Mysterio, Hector Garza, Silver King, Vilimo 5, El Dandy, and Damien. So that's about 11 members. NWO Wolfpack, Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Lex Luger, Scott Hall, Scott Steiner, and Buff Bagwell. Then the Black and White, Horace, Hogan, Vincent, Scott Norton, Stevie Ray, Bryan Adams, and de facto leader of the B team is Curt Hennig. Alright, what are we doing? We're about 12 minutes in, so let's just do what... So let's go on with Sold Out. Cruiserweight title. Billy Kidman versus Rey Mysterio versus Juventud Guerrero versus Lenny Lane. Just pulled another name out of my butt. Kidman wins with the shooting star press. Okay, the next one. If an NWO team member is pinned or submits, he must leave the NWO. So that's the NWO Black and White. Bryan Adams, Scott Norton, Horace Hogan, and Stevie Ray versus Booker T, Glacier, Van Hammer, and Ralph. Booker T pinned Scott Norton, and now it's not a big loss because Scott Norton is a member of the NWO Japan, so slash leader, so it's not a big loss. DDP versus Bam Bam Bigelow. I just threw this match in there, so thought I'd see what happened. DDP wins. Scott Steiner versus Konnan versus Chris Jericho versus Saturn. I believe. Yeah, Scott Steiner wins. I'll add that there. Then we got another stipulation match. This would lead in. It's a tag match. Ric Flair and Steve McMichael with Arn Anderson take on Curt Hennig and Barry Windham with Vincent. I believe Barry Windham is sort of like a de facto member of the NWO at the time. So it was just a way to get this together. And Ric Flair makes Barry Windham tap to the figure 4 leg lock. If he had lost, or Hennig had lost, he would have to leave the NWO. But it's just if one of them was pinned. So it's not a big loss. Outsiders. Outsiders in the tag title final. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash versus Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko. Scott Hall will make taps out to Chris Benoit. So we've got new tag team champions in Scott Hall and Dean Malenko. I could conceivably see that happening. Goldberg versus Lex Luger with Elizabeth. Goldberg just go most strong. It's not a big deal. Oh, here's a stipulation. I threw together. Um, it's a world title match: Hollywood Hogan versus Roddy Piper. It was just a way to get Roddy off TV. um, and it sort of explained his like long absences from TV for a while. If Piper doesn't win the title, he can't wrestle for as long as Hogan has the title. It's Hollywood Hogan versus Roddy Piper. Piper wins, but by DQ, so therefore he still can't wrestle. Alright guys, I'm going to have to edit this one together, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll be back with Super Brawl.